Good morning, everyone. It's Marla Gopal, the Vitality Mentor. And in these interesting times, I am talking to you about in spite of how we feel, in spite of how we think, in spite of how we interpret information that's available to us to make choices in this stressful time. Let's just look at what's going on and figure out how we can play with your inner wisdom versus your inner rebel. So it's interesting as I have these random thoughts that come through that I want to share. But let's just say, let me give you my background just a bit. I'm a pragmatist. I spent 20 years of my life having to be in situations where I was the end run decision maker for multiple lives or multiple properties or multiple emergency situations. So I'm back into my mode of let's center, let's see what we can do, and let's see what systems we can put in place. Because when you have a system put in place, you will be less reactive. Your choices will be different. Now, all of you know me. I can be as excitable as the next person. But I implemented a plan a week ago that, did I like the plan? Did I like that I had to do it? Not really. My inner rebel really, really wanted to deny what was going on. My inner rebel wanted to say, damn it, not me. But you know what? That isn't how it works. It just isn't how it works. So as I still read a lot of information that's out there, there's people wanting to ignore this, defy this, say that if I walk around with all the light in my heart and my body, that I can do it. You know, I believe that individually we can heal ourselves and we can protect ourselves from illness. But what I don't have control over is the level of fear that other people are living within their lives. And if you are still in public and other people are seeing you do this even though they're staying inside, there's two emotions that might be going on. They've either got upset that you're doing that stresses the body, or people who have to go out and do grocery shopping because they're living by themselves and they're aging and elderly and they don't have exclusive times to shop. They too are going to be running around with higher levels of fear. And when you have a high level of fear, your immune system is suppressed. So just coming from a healer point of view, we really want to reconsider. If you are not self-quarantining, if you are not doing all that you can to suppress the COVID situation, then are you part of the problem? So inner rebels work a couple of different ways. Inner rebels say, I don't want to conform. Well, this is a big time for conforming, isn't it? Or, you know what? Your inner rebel could say, I've never conformed in my life, but this time I will. So add humor to the moment. Do some reverse psychology on your inner rebel and just get with the plan. Now, I tried to pull up a screen this morning, but I wasn't having any luck with that. But I saw a chart yesterday that showed that if I do 0 social distancing over a period of 30 days, So if I do no social distancing, I can affect 5 people. And within 30 days, those 5 people will have affected 400 people. Now, am I a carrier? I have no idea. I do not believe that I am. I have no symptoms. But you know what? I don't want to be a carrier, and I don't want to affect 400 people's lives. So I'm staying home 100%. But if you stay home 50%, you will reduce the number of people that you affect, maybe to 2.5, and that'll reduce exposure in the next 30 days to maybe 15 people. If you do a 75% reduction, you're going to lower those numbers to maybe 3 people you affect. So just let's look at it. Let's talk about these groups of 10 that everybody's talking about. So if you're one person in a group of 10 and you're not social distancing and you're out somewhere, well, now there's 10 of you that could affect how many people? I'm not going to try the math. I'm not a mathematician. But really, there are exponential problems that can be created if we let our inner rebel say, I should be having fun. I don't want to be in here. This is not about somebody parenting you. This is about you parenting yourself. This is not about the government doing something that's logical, illogical, socialist, whatever. I've heard every term thrown around. Get out of your heads, everybody, and get into your heart. Now, 30 years ago, I lived in my head a whole heck of a lot. And I went through a number of classes. I spent time, learning and healing, things that people are doing nowadays. But I got to tell you, this is a heart choice, everybody. Your inner rebel lives in your head. Your inner rebel does not live in your heart. If you really feel that you are a giving person, a caring person, and you love to be a resource for everyone to be getting the best out of their lives, this is the time to understand what it is you can do to contribute to us suppressing this situation, to us moving forward as a country, and to support our neighbors in giving a demonstration of what's possible for all of us to create an effect. But I got a letter from, or an article from someone today that really coronavirus feeds on fear. And I'm a believer of that. If you have fear, but it is not fear-based for you to choose to stay at home. It is not fear-based to decide how much public contact you should have with people. It is not fear-based to wipe down your counters, to wash your hands more, to be careful when you go to the grocery store. That's pragmatism. That's not fear. So you will not hear me living in fear, but you will hear me living in pragmatism. So in spite of all of the inner rebel that you have telling you one way or not, get into your heart, get into what you are going to do to help other people live with less fear. If we can reduce the fear, we will reduce the exposure. Thank you, everyone. I will try to do one of these every morning at 8:30 now that I'm on a schedule. And for those of you who don't know, I am running a conversation at noon on every day. I have out on the event page for the next 2 weeks. We are facilitating conversation of what it is that you can do to help others. But I want to celebrate in this thing what it is that you're doing to be positive. What are some of the new things that you've implemented that you have not? If you've cleaned out a closet, I want to celebrate that with you. If you've implemented a schedule. So think about it, everybody. You need to have a schedule during times like this. Pajamas sound good. TV binge watching sounds good, but I'm going to tell you that both of those things will add to the depressive side of your life. And you do not want to go there. So get up, shower, get dressed like you're going to work, make it a business day, structure the day, stay healthy, stay with it. And if you have to go out, which I do, so I'm going to go out today for the first time in 5 days. I have food gloves. I have to pick up mail that has been collecting. And so I go to a mail center. I'm going to ask them to bring it out to me. I have to make a deposit at the bank. I will go to the drive-through. I have to get gas. I will use gloves to pump gas, and then I will come straight home. So I'm going to be out for about an hour. I'm going to limit my exposure, people to me, me to them. And I trust you'll start looking at ways you can help your life. Yep, this is a big old inconvenience. Nobody is going to deny that this is an inconvenience. But in spite of the inconvenience, in spite of the inner rebel, please, please, please make some great choices for yourself. And notice on the bottom of this, if anybody needs to connect in case you need a resource, or you're just trying to look at what you're going to do for future health situations, please text Marla to 64600. Get on my list of people that I can connect with to help you. You can text me back if you need help. This is a fast 3-second way to connect in times of need. If emails won't get missed, give this to your friends who maybe don't use email. And this is another way that we can all connect and serve our community. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.